Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 Australian Edition. Where last episode, guys, we started to add more and more kind of connectivity to a lot of the towns on the east coast. Now, while we have added more bus routes to bring more passengers to the train stations, we've also connected up to Wumba as well and brought goods over to it. Things are going to plan. Now, also, last episode, as well as the many improvements that we did get kind of all up and running and set up, I kind of discovered that we've now started to make more money than ever. We broke a new record and made 1.95 billion in income, which I'm hoping today will be the day that I cross the 2 billion in income threshold. Now that sounds crazy. We got a lot of stuff we need to do. I basically need to make an extra 50 million profit a year. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to first do some stuff that probably won't make us that 50 million, and then we're going to do some stuff that will make us that 50 million. Now, we have got all these little towns here connected up, so hopefully that then starts to grow them. They're going for like a second growth spurt with me adding the bus routes and stuff, so everything's going swimmingly. I need to add bus routes for some of the other towns. Now, some of them are quite small. The train station here in Mackay right now almost reaches all of it, so there's not really much else it kind of needs to get to. So we have to be kind of, I wouldn't say careful about what we need to get done, but we need to kind of help these cities grow a little bit more. So what I'm going to do then, we're going to start in Mackay. We're going to add some bus routes to it, collect more passengers, bring them to the city, which would be absolutely glorious. And we're going to reclaim a little bit of land for them so they have a little bit more space that they can utilize. So I'm going to bring this around and we're going to smoothen it because we do have the train line going over the top, but any land that we can add as an additional would be a big bonus for them. So we're going to do it on that side, and then we're going to get the flatten tool and we're going to push the slight bit of mountain back a bit more. And then we will terraform a lot of it as well, because I just want to try and make it as builder friendly as we can possibly get it. Right, let's smoothing all this area here out. There we go, smoothing all this out. Lovely jubbly, baby, lovely jubbly. And it won't aid much more growth, but you might get a few buildings additional. I ain't turning this city into a big megapolis, so it is what it is, boys. It is what it is. So we start with our bus/tram stop, and we'll build it right here. And we're going to pretty much create like a little bit of a dog bone route on this. So we'll add another stop here. And I'll do one on the opposite side. I'll add one in just here. And I'll also add one in over here. And then that should give us the radius. I'm just double checking the buildings. I might actually add another one there and there. And then coming down this way, that bus stop pretty much connects to all of it, but we'll add one up there. I'll then do one here and here. So this is quite a long route in many ways. This is quite a long route. I'll add this here. And let me see if I can do something additional to create the turn for these guys. You might have to delete you. Then again, it will just drive around. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. So this new line is now going to be set up to create a little bit of a dog bone loop in many ways, whatever you want to call it, for this beautiful town right now of Mackay. And it's set up to give us the biggest amount of coverage for the city, to allow us to give us, well, allow them to think that they have a greater reach than what they currently have to get more passengers to the train station. Now, it won't really aid much more of a city growth because that pretty much comes down to distributing goods. But this will do us just fine, boys. Just fine. So this is our Mackay bus line. And we're only going to drop one bus on it. We're actually pretty close to Townsville. I might actually use these stops here or to crisscross for the Townsville bus route. Just kind of give them a little bit more use is probably the better term for them, right? So, passenger, we'll get one bus. We'll buy, and we'll stick it on our brand new Mackay bus line. Beautiful. Now, this little area over here will be reserved for cars right now. So we'll just pretty much focus on this area. Now, is there anything I could do here that maybe could aid a bit of city growth for Townsville? I think it might just purely be down to the terraining, right? If we can get the terraining all sorted here, that will really, really help them out with having a better level to pretty much build on, right? So you're not going to get too much of a smoothing out of this. It does help to a certain extent. Once you get it to like a level playing field, you can pretty much work with it. Glorious, glorious. Right, so I mean, we're going to bring them up here. So I think we also need to think about connecting the road up. So if I delete that road, and if I do the bendy-wendy road, so it kind of nicely bends in, that's all I need to get done. So we'll start here. Actually, no, which way does the bus is here go? Now, I can even make them come round this way and utilize the same stops. So if that's the case, we'll have you there. So if you go to there, I kind of need to stop over here. So I'm going to build a road that kind of goes around. We'll then go up to here, to there, one last stop there, and one stop here as they enter in. Now, it's not set up perfectly just yet. I do have to add that additional road in. So it makes a little bit more sense. But they now... Oh, that's a weird little turn, isn't it? But they now crisscross everyone for Townsville. So Townsville City bus. Even though Townsville... Oh, Townsville City is... I call it Townville. It's Townsville, Seniac. It's Townsville. There we go. Oh my goodness me. Do you even know what you're doing right now, you fool? So, let me just get a road that then comes through here. Oh, hello. So can I bring this... Can I not bring this down to a level where maybe it does want to go through it as a mountain? There we go. Bit of smoothing, boys. Right, that then should allow that road, or the route to go through there, which is perfect. So we are kind of now technically running out of bus or road depots, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. The bus will eventually get there. Buy another one. And this one is, of course, for Townsville Bus. Where are you? There we go. So the last one I can add in right now is for Cairns. And then there's two up here we're going to do. But I want to redo this area in general, because I feel like there's a lot of improvements we can implement to make this area grow a bit more, being the end line, and to potentially make a bit more cash. So we'll come back to that at a later date. Right, put it back into play mode. Now this should be super easy, but at the same time, I do want to give them a little bit more space to work with, just so they can grow a bit more. Right, so flatten here. Is that as good as you're going to get it? I mean, I don't know what they're trying to attempt up here right now, but that's a crazy build, right? That's a real crazy build right now, trying to go up that huge mountain. This area's not really going to grow much. I don't think you're going to get much from it. I mean, I can bring up the land here, but you are creating a really high mountain top at this point, and it does then get a little bit fancy. Okay. I mean, it's what it is, right? It's what it is. So, let's get the bus and tram stops then. So, if this is going to go here, we have one there. We'll have one there and there as the old crisscross. And then one here. And that's it. That is literally it. Right, you to here. And those couple of stops right there do give us the maximum capacity of reaching all this area. So this is... What was this place called again? Cairns? Is that how you pronounce it? I think so, yes. Bus is what we got to call it, boys. Bus. Gotta throw a bus on that right now. So that's pretty much all in. We're then going to get the bus for it. And then all these towns on the east coast are done. It's just them 2 towns on the north side is pretty much left to get done as well. So buy the last bus. Buy a vehicle. Get that bus, baby. Get that bus. Whack it on the Cairns route. Where is it? Cairns bus. Sweet, 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 sweet. So all that is really to, it's not really, those routes there not really to make, oh, they've actually chomped through the mountain. You know what I'm going to do for them right now is I'm going to flatten it all. Because they've chopped through a mountain and it does look absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to slightly help them out here. Do you know what's even more ridiculous right now? This road. And delete that little bit. I'll let them do what they've got to do. It just looks quite silly. So if I knew they were going to do that anyway, I would have changed it all up. But that's all good, boys. That's all good. So yeah, it doesn't really do much apart from making the cities more connected to the main line. Which this line recently started to make a profit as we got the first set of buses on the first towns all up and running. And now we've got all more in the middle. Won't really make much, but every little helps. Now we're going to come back to these 2 towns a little bit later. Because what I need to do is try and bridge the gap. You can see that our second year, after our record year, we've gone down. So we now need to make another 200 million. We're going to look at some ways in which we can kind of improve the money-making experience. Now, this over here has a lot of coal. We are going to add more carriages to the train. I know it's going to really slow it down, but it means it can carry a lot more. A 400 capacity, maybe? That just sounds ridiculous. That does sound absolutely ridiculous, doesn't it? That's going to pick up everything at this point. But that will make a ton of cash. Does this really need it? No, it needs more ore. More than anything. And there's me right now upgrading the coal. Right. Edit you. Add more carriages. Right. It's getting kind of out of hand. It's getting slightly out of hand right now, having all these carriages on. I've only really added an extra 40 capacity to this. At this point, you're questioning whether you should really be adding a second train to this line. Because that's a little bit over the top, isn't it? I mean, do I just shorten them and double up? We'll see how we get on with that. We'll see how we get on. But that's what I really should be doing. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked because I kind of want to implement additional stuffs and lines and just create newer industries. Whether I use them or not, it doesn't really matter. I just want to be able to kind of create new lines to generate more money because I really want to get to that 2 billion in income. Now, I'm just kind of looking around at what I could do. There's like big chunk of ore over here that I can drop off at this plant right now. Now, even though it doesn't really fully maximize what we currently got, I can still deliver more goods. And I'm just ultimately seeing what is there available. And what you're getting up to right now. You'll just obviously drop some goods off. I don't know whether that would be a good idea to take away from elsewhere. Bit of a tough one. Bit of a tough one. But there's a route here that I can kind of get set up. Now, you would have to kind of upgrade this and feed it a bit more before it starts sucking more out of it. Which is why it's slightly more difficult than it kind of seems. So maybe there's ways in which we can kind of implement... Oh, this... Oh, hold on. You have run out of stone. If I could do anything right now is deliver more stone to you. Which... Looking around, there's a stone over there, but the further I can bring it, the more money I will make. There's a line here that I can also utilize to then maybe turn off to connect into this. Oh, okay, right. Now, this is purely to make cash. Right. They're not picking up enough bricks as it is right now. But this is going to be interesting. Now, we have a double line, which they do utilize a double system. Which I'm going to now come off this. to first initially... Oh, I don't like the idea of the bridge. I'm going to get rid. So connecting like you. And then what you want to do is bring you to there. Where we then combine the lines. And that all of a sudden has given me the ability to run the train from somewhere like... I mean, I can even take it from here. If I really wanted to, like, maximize the cash, I'll just take it from there. Right, that sounds glorious. These are just lines to make money and not to kind of really carry the goods to where I want them to go. They're just money-making lines. All right, that's a snap in. There we go. And then, obviously, we don't really have to sort out signals because I'm only going to really have one train on this line. I'm only really going to have one train in line, but obviously we need the signals to allow them to all come in and stuff like that. So you would go there, you would go there, and of course you would go there. And then implement that same logic just here. So you're there, and then that one would go here. That's literally all it needs to do. So if I create another new line, and then it's going to go from here to here, and that's literally it. We'll call it the... I mean, we call it the Geraldton. Geraldton Stone. That's as good as you're getting it, boys. That's as good as you're getting it. Now, where can I bring a train from? Is the question. Where could I bring a train from? Where do we have a rail depot? I have one there. I have one there which I can utilize. I'm just going to make sure I can bring the train tracks from here. Right, that will do the magic. So we'll go electric for pulling power. Get a bunch of gondolas for the stone. We'll go a 300 capacity by you. And then Geraldton Stone is the line. Right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, because we already have goods coming from this and being produced, we should really look towards upping the numbers of what the train does. Or maybe adding a second train. Finances, sometimes it does miss a year, so if I go to manage vehicles, now I'm just going to duplicate it, get a second one on the line, double deliveries, baby, and then we've just done that one, sorry. Catherine Bricks, we'll duplicate it, and there's another one for Kununuru Bricks, but there's not really much demand coming from that at the moment. Right, fasty forwardy then, fasty forwardy. Are you... We're waiting for shipment numbers to increase, but it'll take a while for the train to even get round to it. It really will. Right, okay. I'm just looking elsewhere. I'm just trying to see where we have, like, adequate amount. So, Esperance Steel. Right, that's... Remember this issue I had? I don't really want to dive into it. Because Esperance Steel finances makes good cash. So I'm just not even going to question what's going on. I'm not even going to question what's going on. Now, we have the numbers over here. Per food line needs to be increased. So I'm going to edit this and increase to 100. An extra 40 capacity over time should really push some numbers. I'm really surprised it's only at 60 capacity. I really am. Okay, and how is the fuel situation over here? So Alice Springs fuel. Just going to duplicate another train. Port Lincoln. Duplicate another train. We're going to manage this vehicle and add a bit more to it. And what about that coal train? The coal train doesn't quite get to its maximum capacity. So, small improvements. I wouldn't say they're much or going to make me much more money. But they are small improvements none the least. Now, we have a lot of goods over here by the looks of it. Anything being slightly overwhelmed. We've got 2 vehicles on you. I think you'll be okay. Sydney goods, there's 2 there. I might add... Let me edit both of these. An extra box car for that, so there's an extra 40 goods that get transported. Grafton right now, I'm probably going to end up... How often does it make money? It does skip. And it's not enough. So let me edit this first and add 100 capacity. But then how much goods are here for it? We'll duplicate it. And add a second train because of the distance. Wow, what's going on over here? How often are you making money? Not often. So let me first edit in, add an extra. Give them 100 capacity each. Now, what's the reason for that? Is it like an awkward line? It kind of is. It has to kind of crisscross many trains, so it's stopping and starting quite often. So there's got to be a way here in which I can improve this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure this station here. And I'm going to add an extra set of lines. Right, very long-winded this, but just bear with me. Even though we have a bypassing route, I'm going to build a completely separate line altogether for the train lines that just want to completely go through this and go all the way to, like, in Wagga Wagga's direction. Now, this will make sense shortly, so hold your horses. I'll bring that to there for a quick minute. Run that to there. And then run this to here. Right, so this is mainly for this here. So where does it snap in? So to there. Right, I'm struggling to get it to bend with it. What's the issue here, boys? Obviously, it's losing something at some point. There's something going on there where it doesn't quite like it. And then bring this round to there. Now, it does mean there's going to be a lot of crissy-crossy going on here. But there'll be a lot less trains crissy-crossying in. So if I do the crissy-crossy on the old crissy-crossy here. And some of these trains will now be moved over to this line. So I wonder what it'll be like before I even do anything. So I'm going to apply the same logic to this, where it happens. So if I bring that to there. There to there. There to there. And then just quickly run this down and in. So, do I get it to snap into this? We can get it to snap as much as you can. And then does anyone take it? No one takes it just yet, but that's fine. Because you can set waypoints and stuff like that. So let me just first quickly set up the signals for this. And then we'll figure out what train lines we can divide and conquer. So you will go there. And I'm going to put you here. there. Here. There. Because you need these signals as much as you can. Right. Here. There. And of course, here. And we'll throw one of these here as well. Right, that should be fine. So, the brick route, which is the Wagga Wagga bricks route here, we need to set up a waypoint. And I'll place it there and there. Right, that's on the right side, isn't it? Yes. So I can manage this line. So from Rockhampton, it goes this way, and then on the way back from Wagga Wagga. So that keeps it completely separate from that main line. So then they can deliver a little bit more often, a little bit more frequent. That's the sole purpose of it, which also takes off 2 trains off this run. Now, you could argue there is other lines here that do come down to this area, but there is an orange line that does completely bypass through. Now, those are some fuel lines, but I think we also have a fuel line coming to Wagga Wagga. So if I select... I can't even zoom in right now to see the cargo side of it. No, Wagga Wagga tools and bricks. Oh no, Wagga, even though it wants fuel, it's not really getting any fuel. I think Albury gets fuel, right? Albury fuel. You come from a different location. Oh, you come from in over there, so that's fine. Is it the Newcastle fuel or Sydney fuel? It is, but they don't need to utilize that line. So I think I've only really just built that line solely for the bricks. But it's a line for the, the Wagga Wagga bricks, but it's a line that was just not making any cash. Oh, it was. It just kind of didn't really feel like it. So have I just built that for absolutely nothing? I most likely have. That is over-engineering to its finest. That truly is over-engineering to its finest. So, let's see if we can take a look at the biggest money losers. Geraldton Stone. This is the one I've recently just built. So, what we've got to wait for is time for it to kind of build up the delivery numbers. So, you will have to wait for that one. Alice Springs Planks, which is... Where are you? You're all the way... it goes to that moment where it doesn't really make much cash. So where's that line? Alice Spring Planks. Where's Alice Springs? Is it this one? Well, I'm confused. Where's Alice Springs? It's here. And the plank line goes into... Oh, into here. Oh, okay, right. I just figured out what's going on. So it has lots of planks coming in anyway. But apparently the Alice Spring Planks goes this way and it comes from over there. Now, this doesn't apparently... Okay, it does make money. There's not an issue with the money-making abilities. Just maybe the wood abilities. We could really do with maybe... I don't think... Now, this is going to be crazy. If this works, right, I am an absolute madman, okay? How long can I make this platform to trick the station into thinking... Right, now this is going to be ridiculous. So, cargo buildings. I want the longest one. Now, if this road can connect to that and it thinks that that station also touches this, I will lose my mind. I will honestly lose my mind if this works. Right, no tunnel. Right, you ready? Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. Also, no, hold on. I just realized. I don't know why I'm doing that because that is a sawmill. I'm an idiot. I am an absolute idiot. That is a sawmill. Right, let's just ignore that I did that. Let's just don't even mention what I just did. I just don't want to talk about what I just did right there. Right, okay, where was we? We're looking at money losses. So, oh, Grafton Goods. Ah, it's that awkward moment. We have increased it, so see what happens. Mount Isa Steel. Oh, Mount Isa Steel. You're not looking great. Now, you're bringing steel from over here, but apparently you're not bringing enough steel anymore. Now, the reason for that is Toowoomba is also taking your steel to produce machines. Now, you've dipped down because we're getting steel now delivered from over here. It does look like it is adequate amount of steel. So I don't know whether to kind of maybe... Ooh, do you know what? We need more ore. Let's edit this to not have a 400 capacity. Let's give it a 260 capacity. I'll duplicate the train. It might then change how much ore, steel it then produces. So we'll see what happens on that. So forget the ones I've recently just created. Heavy machines. Ooh. Maybe edit this to get rid of the electric and replace it with diesel. Reduce those costs is another way to kind of do it. It is a bit of a tough one. It's a tough one to kind of try and maintain it all. But let's take a look at this area here. Now, this area here could definitely grow a bit more. It really could. Especially Rocky Point. Now, does Rocky Point get all their goods? They do. I could really help Rocky Point by building on the opposite side of the station. So if I place down 2 buildings there, if I then get the road, run this down like that, and then just allow them to do the rest, right? Can't cross there. We could cross here, which is pretty solid. And apparently that's too much of a slope on that side. But they've got to cross in there anyway, so that will work. So just by naturally doing that, the city has the ability to grow in that direction, whether it chooses to or not. Now, they really want to kind of crisscross and connect to one another. Do I do that? Do I allow them? Because it might take away from my train. But I can then combine buses. You know what I mean? So tough decisions to now make, right? Tough decisions to now make. Right, I preempted the growth. I've allowed a connection so they can drive, but we're going to implement buses. So, right. If, let's say, put one there, I'm then going to put one in here. It's all about the connections. Put in one there, one just there, one just there. Leading down in this direction, one there, one there. One there. One there. So I've combined it both. So a new line. Where have I? Is that just accidentally connected to the train station? There we go. Gives us maximum coverage. And this is the Rocky... I'm going to call it the Rocky bus. Just easy enough to understand, right? Easy enough. Now, they don't have a road depot around here, so we're going to implement one. I'm going to implement it just there, so it's slightly out of the way. And I have a feeling that we're going to need a couple of buses, maybe. So we'll go for these larger capacity ones, and we'll go for 3. And where's the Rocky bus? There we go. A slight additional connection. Now, am I the kind of person that would implement a boat to Darwin? Yikes! I don't know. It does sound like an amazing idea. Because for Rocky Point to get over to here, it's a bit awkward. But it would all be connected once I build the airport that combine into Mount Isa airport here to fly. That then works even better. And I think that's what I'm going to save it for. We'll save it for that. Yeah, we'll save it for that. Right, are the numbers increasing on the Grafton to Bamega line now? Yes! Now we've got more buses implemented in. That's amazing. But I don't think enough time's passed right now for the Wagga Wagga bricks, right? Obviously, expensive increased it, but so has income. So it counteracts and counterbalances. The Albury fuel line. That's working at maximum capacity, right? Money coming in, looking good, I'm assuming, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Grafton goods. Income's increases, so is expenses. I'm a bit concerned about this one that we've implemented. Because I have a feeling it's going to take a while for that train to actually make money. I just have that feeling. There's other industries that we can create and build up. But yeah. Now, I'm not saying we would have broken the barrier yet. But it's quite a big deficit we've got to climb. Oh, 1.97. 1.95. So 1.97 is our new highest. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, what about these? Are these okay? Oh, hello. Hello. All right, edit these. These are, I can't really add another train to these because the way the train lines are set up. Now, if I had a 500 capacity, it's really going to slow that train down. Like, unbelievably slow it down. The other train coming back, it's a shorter distance, so I'm going to do a 400 capacity. I want to see this now disappear fully loaded. Is this doing good in terms of finances? Oh, yes it is, boys. Yes, it is. Right, completely sucks it dry. 400 units on board right now. And we're waiting for it to get delivered. So how is this over here anyway? It could always do with more goods coming in anyway. So it might take some time for these to be delivered. It really might. Has that been sucked dry by the larger train capacity? Yes. I don't think I should have added more carriages to this one. $280 capacity. We'll keep it maxed out. Right, there's the coal train on the way. So this is not really kind of delivering its maximum yet. The steel train makes good cash, but we need more deliveries coming in. That's why we've now increased the capacity of the trains. So this train, the coal train's about to drop off right now, which is going to make us nearly 19.5 million. That's not bad. The ore train coming in right now won't even get to 99 miles an hour, the speed capacity of the carriages, because of the sheer weight of it. But that's okay. That's okay. Right, this is now about to drop off. And what are you making? 18.6, so It's crazy to think that the coal train made more, but it's all down to the distance, isn't it? It's all down to the distance. So all little ways in which we're improving and making more money. Now, I really kind of want to implement a harbour and send boats over to Darwin. But I just know I'm hooking up that train line, which will add more passengers to it. So I kind of really can't go down that road just yet, basically. I can't go down it. Now, how are we doing over here anyway? The high-speed train lines. How's this one doing? Is this one doing okay? Do we need to pick up and drop off more people? Do we need an additional train on the line? No, I think we're going to be okay. We're all making money, so let's not tempt fate. Let's not tempt fate. Right, how are we doing down here? How's the planes doing? Oh, Grafton to Bamaga. You don't think we're going to need to implement another train on this line? We're going to have to. Grafton to Mildura. It's getting so close to making a profit. So we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. I don't think we should add a second plane to this yet. We're okay. And Mildura to Carnarvon plane. We had to take some planes off, so that's why you see the drop in expenses. And, oh, what about the shipping routes over here? So this is, passenger does really well. The buses are okay delivering people. They've built on our little extension already, so Hobart has definitely grown. Definitely grown, boys. Okay, I won't push that any further then. We'll keep that as it is. We do collect quite a large radius there, but I got to extend onto it. So we managed to broke the 2 billion mark yet. We're getting close on this year. But this year's about to end. We need to somewhere make an extra 50 million before the last few days. You ready? Bam. A new year. And this was 198 billion. We are only 20 million in income off having a $2 billion year. Right. Let's step it up a notch then, boys. Let's turn it up to 10. Let's turn it... Oh, we got an issue. So the issue here is... it's that train coming out. Well, let me make that go back in. Right, let me get rid of that signal. Right, this is not going to work out, is it? I think I might have made a big boo-boo here. Right, you turn around then. For then you to come back. Right, there was meant to be a signal here. Oh, snap. Right, I'm just breaking everything at this point. Right, that's unconnected, but I'm not going to worry about that at the minute. Right, it's got to wait for this train to leave out. Oh, they still blocked? Right, let's send you back. There's no point messing about. And then we're back up and running. Yikes! Well, that solved it. Anyway, I need to do some serious work now, boys, okay? We're going to make some serious cash. Increased for some serious prices. Right, that would do absolutely fantastic. Okay. How is the food and grain stuff over here? So there's lots of grain. That's looking full. Details on that line. Could we could actually probably get an additional vehicle or train. Yes, we could. Right, manage, duplicate. Right, there we go. Get an additional train on that line, which will increase those numbers. I really want to get the... You know what? I'm doing it, boys. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm building boats, baby. I'm building boats. Right. So this is going to be interesting. I'm actually going to implement this passenger harbour here. Right. And then we're going to get the road to lead up to it, which the bus stop does connect to it. So the people will walk to the bus stop. It might slightly overload the bus stop. If that is the case, we'll then add or change the bus routes. And we're going to get a beautiful little harbour here, obviously near another bus route. Which, that one there connects to it. This one there also connects to it as well. Now, it's in the same view. So we'll go there to there. And we're going to call it our... where am I typing? Bamaga to Darwin ship is what I'll call it. And we're going to use hovercrafts because they're quick, they're easy, they're fast, and they are very, very low to maintain. And they can make quite a bit of profit in reality. So we'll buy vehicles then. We'll get the passenger. We'll go hovercraft. And we're going to buy 6 of them. And let's see how this turns out. This is going to be hilarious. This will be hilarious. Now, it does mean we're going to have to create better connections to these areas. And give us a bit more capacity to work with. So I'm just going to try and implement a few extra runs on this bus line. So after the Grove to Chester, so Grove to Chester, here we'll add a station to there. Right, something is broken again. And then from the Green to Manor, so the Green to Manor, add to there. So what's broken now? Oh, I see. My arch nemesis, I've done truck stops. Adds a little bit more capacity. We're probably going to have to add more buses to it. Most likely. And then this is going to be interesting because if you're like here and you want to get to over there, you got to go all the way round, which will put a lot of stress and pain on there. Now, what I might do, we'll see how much demand comes from it first, is set up. So I should have put it over here, shouldn't I? Onto the train station. But I could set up trams going back and forth. I thought it would be quite cool having it in the center, but I don't think it's going to work out like that. Anyway, let me smoothen all this. I just realized the ridiculous land height differences. Right, there's one person already waiting for it anyway. So we'll see how we get on. But it will bring more people to the bus routes anyway, and then get on the bus to get over there. We'll just initially see what happens. it's going to take some time. There's someone walking over to here now anyway. So we at least have one person waiting on the jetty. And there's a lot of people here. Over there. How many buses are on this route? There's a fair few. I might add or clone 2 more. With the potential how busy it's going to then become. Right. Still one person waiting. But there's another on the way now. Wieners. But give it time. They're not the best connections. But like I said, you just got to give it a little bit of time. Right, how's money looking now? So, although we came close to the $2 billion income, we dramatically dropped down the year after. It's so elusive, isn't it? It's going to be so elusive to get that figure. Okay there, how you doing? With that big boy train on the way down. Big profits, baby, big profits. And how's the food looking here? So the carafa food right now, oh my goodness me. Do you skip? You do skip. So let me edit you. And then duplicate a second one. Right, hopefully we get some deliveries with that. Right, picked up 2 passengers. We're going to might have to rethink the connections. There's 7 people on the bus right now, so who knows? Them 7 people could get off this bus. And then start walking down to the harbour. So only 2 got off. But those 2 could get to the harbour. This person up here could be walking to the harbour. That's 3 more people. So it's slowly happening. I may have overestimated the amount of hovercrafts that we currently have. But luckily for us, they're not that expensive to run and maintain. Right. We've got 3 people waiting. There's about to be 2 more people on the way over here. Could be another one over there. Actually, could be a fair few more depending on which way they turn and walk in. So, do you know what? At the end of it, I think we could be okay. We could be okay. We'll just see how we get on. Trams wouldn't be a bad idea, though, would they? They would not be a bad idea. They honestly would not. Right, how's this year doing right now? We're in May, halfway through the year. And I don't think we're going to make those numbers just yet. I don't think we will. Is this building up yet? Got to get those delivery numbers up. That's the downside of it all. But how well is... Oh, are we shipping more now? Wagga Wagga bricks. We definitely are. But they do want more. I'm going to add an extra 2 on each one. Just got to get these goods shipped. There's one of the trains on the way down. Bamaga Tools. Oh my goodness me. How often are you making cash? You're skipping as well. Alright, up the capacity of that. Right, there's actually quite a few people now walking down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 walking down. There's one who just walked onto the harbour pier area. Another one on the way as well. So they're actually getting here now. They are actually getting here. I just don't know whether we've got enough buses. The bus line should make a profit at some point. But we'll soon know when it starts backing up and building up. Right, how well did you do on finances? them 2 people, you made 50k. That's actually not too bad. Did you pick anybody up? 1 person. Oh, how many people you got on the way back then? You got 14. Okay, that should make some serious cash. That should make some serious cash. Right, where are we at on this year? 1.35 billion. Yeah, I don't see us breaking the barrier yet. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be so annoying to get. But we got to maybe think of new plane lines. I've got a few ideas where we're going to hit some plane lines up. And how's the food over here? Hervey food. How often are you making cash? Right, up in those numbers, boys. Up in those numbers. Right. More people walking down? Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Which is giving them more of a reason to now get transported. Oh, that bus stop there connects to it as well. So they come from both sides. So people could get off here and walk down this way. That can actually work out under the double stops, because then if you're like over here and got to drive all the way around, you can literally get off there. Right, there's 10 people currently, but them numbers are slowly increasing. 13, 14, 16. But what it shows is I've got too many hovercrafts on this line. I can either leave them and just wait for it to slowly build up. There's a bus here filled to the brim. I wonder how many are getting off. Wow, like nearly 20 people to go off there. Wonder if they're all going to walk over that way. Right, let's see how 14 people, how much money 14 people makes. So I'm only then missing 6 for a full capacity. Right, very slow. This should go back full as well. Very slow, boys. This is taking longer than I thought it was going to take. In your own time, boys. I mean, I've got all day. I don't know about you guys, but I've got all day. Right. Ship comes in. What? 352,000? That covers all the expenses. And now it's going back. All 19 people on board. Almost full. Almost full. But connectivity is definitely there. The connectivity is definitely there. A lot of people here waiting. They're going to be going to the ferry, aren't they? They really are. Right, okay. I don't know how long this will stay here for. It's something that might be deleted as soon as I implement the airport and have the connection, which simplifies the transport into these areas. But it's definitely interesting. And, oh my goodness me, we actually did it. 2.07 billion in income, boys. What is going on? The next goal then, boys, is have $1 billion profit in a single year. $2 billion, baby! Until next time I see you all soon, so goodbye.